I was 5 years old when it all started. My mom is a medical doctor and she was always busy with her job. And my dad, he was never around. He was based in Lagos where he ran all his businesses. Uncle Chima, my mom's younger brother, he was living with us then. Chima would buy me ice cream and lure me into his room. He would slot in a pornographic movie, unzip his pants, and put his penis into my mouth. He taught me how to perform oral sex.
I lost my virginity to Chima, my supposed uncle.
Afro Issues. We are here to debate on the last story we shared with you about Rosemary and how she was being molested by her uncle and the parents ignored her for some time, or maybe they didn't listen at all. And here with me in the studio are some gentlemen. By name on the left side, Mr. Nonso, aka 606.
They all join master.
All join master. And also Mr. Humphrey,
Humphrey,
and also Mr. JP. And my name is Rosemary. Alright viewers, now you can sit back and listen to our today's debate. And now, Mr. Nonso, the all-joint master, can you now tell us your say on this?
It's a very serious matter. And from my own point of view, I believe that at some point, we'll blame the father and we'll blame the mother more. Why? Because the father is not on ground. Everybody knows that. But the mother is there. So even if the child did not have any interaction with the father, I believe that at some point, the mother will come back from work and they will meet. And there should be an interactive section between the mother and the child. In that case, your daughter should be able to tell you, Mommy, look at what happened. Just like you ask your daughter, what did you learn in school today? Have you done your assignment? Have you done this? Mommy, I'm hungry. Why didn't you finish your food? There's no way a child of 5 years cannot interact with the mother and say, Mommy, look at what Uncle Chima, right, did to me. So, fine. Let's assume that she did not say anything.
So are you trying to tell us now that the mother should be blamed for this?
Yes.
Okay, exactly. The mother alone should be blamed.
Not the mother alone. We understand that the man is not around. We have cases where the father is in US and the mother is in Nigeria with the children. Yes, she works, but she's there, even if it's 1 hour every day with your child.
Okay, but according to Rosemary, she said the father comes around a time. So are you trying to say that even those periods that the father spends with her without like giving her this attention that the girl needed, are you still saying that the father shouldn't be blamed on this?
Well, I believe that the father will not come back and start asking the baby of 5 years, did anybody touch you? Did this happen? Did this happen? But naturally, children say whatever that happens around them.
Okay.
So the child should have been able to talk with the mother. Like, okay, Mommy, this is what happened. Okay? So, fine. If the child did not do that at the younger time, what of after 14 years when the girl came back and the same thing happened?
Oh, sorry, Mr. Nonso. Sorry to cut you short because of the time. We have to continue. So, Mr. Humphrey, can you please now tell us your own say on this? Sorry.
For me, it's a failure to the duty of the parents. The Chima in question is a third party. Even if when you go to work, your brother will be with your daughter or anything. When you come back, you need to check them. If they are inside the room, go and check what they are doing. This time around, you don't leave people. You don't leave people with your children. Just like my guy said, the mother will blame the mother more and the father less. You don't have to blame anybody more or less. Two of them failed in their duties.
Mr. Humphrey, hold on. What I'm trying to say is that you blame the mother because this thing did not happen when the mother was in the house. It happened when she was away, when she was at work. So if she comes back to the house, it is her duty to do what? Check on the children. What happened today? When did you come back from school? This one, the other one. Actually, definitely.
Sorry, Mr. Nonsobert. Are you trying to say, because from the story of Rosemary, she said the both parents are not always around. That means maybe when this stuff happened, the both parents were away. So are you trying to say that it's only the duty of the mom to check up on the kids?
No, both parents were away. But the father is not in that vicinity, which is established.
Okay.
But the mother is in that same location, in the same house.
Okay.
She goes from there to her office and comes back.
Okay.
So the mother is so much more on ground, more than the father. Okay. So the mother should be able to account for whatever that happens to the children while the husband is not around.
But the little time that the husband comes back home, what stops him from checking? See, the major thing is this. Let me first, I'll have to point it. That Chima is a beast, as far as I'm concerned. He's a beast for even doing that to the daughter of the sister. I don't think he's sane.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Humphrey. I'm now coming over to Mr. JP, knowing fully well that Chima is now a beast in this. So can you still tell us your own say on this matter?
All right, thank you. I think it's interesting. I've listened to the two gentlemen here, but I think Mr. Humphrey really beat me to that, his opinion. But to be honest with you, it appears that we have taken a shifted blame to different things that are very important, I must say. But it looks like we have really put to dark the importance of sex education in the family. And this is a problem that I see in most families. I can't really say too much on that, but to be honest with you, a lot of parents really have neglected the importance of sex education. They create fears in their children. They don't really interact. They don't create that kind of relationship. Now, what we have is a situation where parents build a kind of fear, impacted fear on their children.
Okay.
So there's no relationship. Like, dad is coming home, you're scared. Somebody touch you, you don't know how daddy will react. You don't know how mommy will react because you're scared of telling them certain things. Now, you're scared of maybe mentioning some even sexual organs in your body because you can't say these things in front of your parents. Now, these things, they manipulate how you think or how children think because they are scared. They're always scared of their parents, scared of saying certain things. And mom also don't really communicate. Like, for example, in case of Rosemary, she's a girl, and then you would want to see more interaction between her and the mom and the mom, right? And then dad being the father, there's always, you can't take that away. There's always that relationship between dad and her daughter. We can't take that away. Yeah. Now it looks like both sides are missing. Mom cannot really impact some sex education on her daughter, and then you also see that dad is away. Even when he comes home, he doesn't really check. It doesn't really come close, create some kind of interaction where this girl can feel confident to even tell daddy something that happened that dad is not aware. You should build a relationship with your parents at that stage. Now, if an uncle kept going on from even at the age of 14 and then until her university days, then something is wrong between the parents' relationship with the girl. That's what I'm saying, and that's where the sex education comes in. I'm not saying from the time she was 5.
Yes.
But at the age of 14, as a daughter, you should guide your daughter very well. Even your son, because at the age of 14, he could go out and impregnate a girl. And what do you do?
For the fact that at the age of 5, this whole drama started, before the age of 14, if care is not taken, the girl in question must have started enjoying it.
No, remember the story. From the story, I think the letter met and the girl shouted, Abby?
Yeah,
I think I heard something like that.
At the age of 14
and the mom was there.
Yeah.
At that point, they should have noticed something.
Yeah.
Instead of calling it a spiritual issue or taking her to the hospital as a doctor
because
to find out why did my daughter scream. Immediately, she saw Mr. Chima. After 14 years, nothing was done, and they took it for church issue, maybe family
Exactly the
issue,
point.
and all that. And before then, she was not this virgin yet.
Exactly the
Until
point.
the point the guy now disvirgined her, and they continued from that 14 years
on and on.
And at a point, the girl relaxed and started enjoying it, and on till university.
At the age of 14, what I feel, at the age of 14, any girl at the age of 14, even if the uncle has been molesting you at the age of 5, at the age of 14, even if your mother
is not aware, you should be
able to see. You have to resist.
Yes.
You have to resist and fight. Because a girl that is 14 years old, and for me, you must have been watching some movies and you must have been seeing things. Age of 14, you must have to resist.
No. I totally disagree with you. You don't say she must have to resist. We're talking about an African 14-year-old child. We can't take that away completely. Now, bro, listen. This thing started from the age of 5. She's already beginning to see it as normal that uncle is touching me. You understand? That's what I'm saying.
But when she got to that 40 years, she will know the difference between good and bad.
She will know the difference between good and bad. But who told her the difference between good and bad?
She knows. A girl of 14 years. She goes to school. She interacts with her classmates. She watches movie and all that. So definitely she must have seen that in any of the movies that she watches on TV. So she will see something like that.
How many 14-year-old Nigerians or African kids can make decisions on their own? Have you tried to? At the age of, we were all 14 at some point. We all grew up in this country. At the age of 14, what decisions did we make? What decisions were we making?